You all so much for stopping by today. So I wanted to do a quick walkthrough with you all of the garden after the frost. So I am going to link the video where we put a lot of our citrus plants up and other frost sensitive plants. I brought my soursop in, bay leaves, eucalyptus, and I was just trying to get those in. A lot of plants I did not cover because they are frost tolerant, but I want to share with you what's went on because we're in Georgia, Zone A, the Atlanta area, and it got down to 26 last night. Now, I do know that a lot of the lettuces were not going to make it, but I want y'all to stick to the end because a couple of things that I thought would not make it, a little bit of outside damage, but for the most part, they really did well. So this is the patio garden where we had the arugula. Now I do have like a little spinach that's right here that did fine, but the arugula, I already knew that that was not gonna do well. And a lot of this was the Asian mix that we have. Now, some of them did okay, but you could tell that they took some damage. And our pansies did okay, and our garlic chives because they are perennials. So I won't take y'all throughout the whole garden, but I will share with you some key highlight points of the garden. But I am surprised that our zatar actually is still alive, but it actually took a little bit of damage, a little cold damage. So that's good to know right here. The calendula, which I knew, I actually thought that it was going to like all the way check out. It took a little bit of damage. Now, again, we're going to be getting back warm over the next few days. Like the lows are going to be in the 40s and the highs are going to be, mid 60s. So I'm really surprised that some of these actually are like not all the way damaged. So last night we did a live. I explained about the collards. They look a little limp, but they're totally fine, y'all. I'm telling y'all, once the sun comes out and they kind of perk back up, because remember I said that when they send the sugars through the plant, it acts as an antifreeze so that it doesn't so that the plant doesn't die. The spinach I knew would come through good, but this is what I want to show y'all really quick is our nasturtium. Okay, so 26 degrees nasturtium is not about that life. Okay, I am going to move these because we have the carrots. Oh, they're good and frozen and wet and mushy, but we're gonna clean this up. The carrots, they were on the carrots. So I want to get them off the carrots. Oh, I don't have my gloves on, so I'll come back out. And then this was the medicinal calendula, the resina calendula that we grow for our teas, our salves, our tincture. It took a little bit of damage as well, in which on the video that I will make sure I link, I share it with you all that nasturtiums and calendula, they're cool weather plants, but they're not frost tolerant. They're very frost sensitive. And so we can see right here what happened. But our pansies, our oregano, lettuce, this lettuce right here, we're going to go ahead and just pull that up too. But the carrots actually get sweeter. I'm not sure. That's the thing about carrots. So you don't know until you actually pull it up. And I knew that our onions would be fine. So this is our purple broccoli and our, it's a type of red spinach down here that they're fine as well. And I'm hoping that some of these mosquitoes and bugs like are gone away with the 26, because with the 26-degree weather, for the simple fact we planted pansies right here, and y'all, when I tell you they were very disrespectful in ground, very disrespectful in ground, like it just did not make any sense what they did, which brings me over here, the snapdragon. So remember I said snapdragons, pansies, and what was the other plant? Snapdragons and pansies are cool loving flowers that you can plant in your garden. Is one more. that I can't think of, but if I will, if I do, y'all, I'll let you know. But I do know that my cool weather flowers and what has gotten me through like each and every fall and winter where I can still see color in the garden are my pansies and my snapdragons. The purple broccoli did really well because remember I said that they could take temperatures a little lower as long as they don't have the florets on them, and so they don't. The Brussels sprouts I knew would be fine as well, but I'm going to walk over here because some of the lettuces that I thought would not survive, like these right here. So we know that these can get down to 26. Some of these are not. I'm just going to, just kind of harvest what I can. They're not all damaged. And we just had a lot of wind, But some of these are kale varieties. Like not all of these are. They're a global blend lettuce, Asian mixed lettuce. So everything is not all lettuces. There's some kale mixed in here as well, but we'll go through these and we'll figure out what we need to pull, what we need to save. I've already been out here, y'all, and what you see is I had a salad for lunch, but this was the lettuce that I actually thought would not make it. Yes, it did take a little damage on the outer leaves, but I just pulled one of the purple ones. So the outer leaves damaged, but the inner is still crisp. This is still crisp, in which I was actually surprised. This was one of the ones, one of the varieties that I was like, I don't know if it'll make it or not, but this is how you determine what will survive and what not. But remember what I said, like, we didn't stay in 26, it dropped down, and then I think by about 9 o'clock it was like 35 outside. So we did get a few plants to take a little bit of damage, but remember I said in my lavender that I started from seed, this is called fern leaf lavender, so it definitely does not like 26-degree weather, while I have another variety that did excellent. So that's why I wanted to share with you all. It all depends on the variety that you're growing. So check with your check the package and see how far down the temps can go before you actually start to see damage. And I do see a little bit of cold damage with our dill over here, but the cabbage, I know that they're frost tolerant as well. And the collards, they'll be okay too. So I see a little bit of cold damage. This was another place where I had Nasturtium at. So those two varieties we know, which I knew that they definitely don't do well. More broccoli right here, but a lot of our perennial plants I'm going to cut back, like the salvia. We'll cut those back. I'm looking over here, y'all, because I went to get straw mulch and they were out, and so I never did put straw mulch on here. But I'm happy to see that although I didn't put the mulch down, this is another variety of broccoli that they're still doing well. Things like my rosemary, mullein down here, they did well. The sages, they did well. But this is how you learn your area, learn your garden, learn what grows. Okay, so make sure you hit the subscribe button, because over the next few days I am going to clean up and cut back some things, pull up some things like this nasturtium, and just tidy some things up to where we did have a little bit of frost damage, and we'll replace them with some of the extra leafy greens that we had left over. We still have asparagus, broccoli, and collards that are left over, so we're just going to replace them with those plants right there. So as always, thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure you share this video with your family and your friends, and if you're not a subscriber, go ahead, tap that subscribe button. Make sure you tap the bell so that you can receive notification each and every time we upload a new video. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and until the next video, bye bye.